Gauteng has become the focal point of urban violence, particularly against foreign nationals. Widespread looting and violence has been seen across the province in recent weeks.
Town is considered one of the most dangerous hotspots in Johannesburg, reporting the highest murder rates in the 2017-18 financial year. Let's find out if the situation on the ground, what's been done to fight crime and violence. Lindo Kuglu joins us now. What is it, Lindo?
Well, rightfully so, Jane. Town being the hotspot in Johannesburg, but we understand that there's been concerted effort from Johannesburg Metro Police Department particularly, and of course other law enforcement agencies. But we just want to get right to it, Jane, and find out what is it exactly that they have been able to do to try and curb this scourge of violence that we've seen in the last years. But Mr. Minar, just very quickly, we know for a fact that you have this CCTV surveillance cameras around Johannesburg. Yes. But just tell us, what are some of the crimes you are seeing as ripe crimes that are happening consistently in and around Johannesburg?
Yes, we see smash and grab, also armed robbery and attempted robbery. Those are very high on the list in the CBD area where we have the CCTV cameras, and we have had very good successes since the launch of the task team on the 14th of May, and that unit then has been able to arrest about 250 criminals, which includes armed robbers, hijackers, theft out of vehicles, even theft of motor vehicles. So the successes of the task team has been very good, and the response time extremely good, between 3 and 5 minutes. So the task team is operating in the CBD of Johannesburg on a 24-hour basis, and they don't wear uniform. They are undercover and they drive unmarked vehicles.
Mr. Minar, just very quickly again, Town was one of the notorious areas, in fact, on the last statistics, with the highest murder rate in Gauteng. But just take us through that. What are some of the interventions you've been able, do you think that this particular project has been able to reduce some of those incidents?
There's definitely successes because of the project. So we are happy that we have launched the task team, which is working closely with the CCTV operators, the IIOC, JMPD, because when the operators spot suspects or they see a crime, they quickly call the task team, who they are in direct contact with, and those task team operators or officers go directly to the crime scene.
All right, Mr. Wayne, let me let you go for a second. I will reiterate as I call the inspector to come and demonstrate to us some of the successes they've had. Inspector, if you may come this side. But this is one of the view rooms where inspectors from around Johannesburg are able to come and view some of the crimes, particularly when the investigators compile what is, of course, the dockets for court. But I am with the inspector here, who's just going to take us through the video we're about to see, of what exactly are these crime preventions that they have in Johannesburg. Inspector, just take it away for me. What are we looking at on the screen?
So here we are looking at the two black males who attempted to rob a motorist during peak hour at Volmarans and King George. However, this motorist managed to challenge the two suspects, and he managed to drive away. So in the interim, we managed to dispatch our IIOC undercover unit, whereby these suspects were armed with a firearm and a knife.
And Inspector, now we are going to move to the part where we see the apprehension of the suspect. Just tell us the importance then of that undercover unit that you have on the ground as to ensuring that the suspects are apprehended.
The importance of this unit plays a major role to the CBD because, since the inception of this unit, the crime has deteriorated because of their undercover unit, because they cannot be easily seen by these suspects. So it's easy for us to apprehend the suspects.
And of course, what comes after here, Xoli and Jane, is the apprehension of the suspects. And you will see just now here, the undercover unit, a gentleman wearing red, are the ones that are apprehending the suspects. And this is an intervention that, of course, Johannesburg Metro Police will be trying or hoping that has made a difference, as the stats today come out when the Minister of Police announces this crime stats of South Africa. But for now, this is as far they've been able to do. 250 people, in fact, have been apprehended with just this operation, and they're saying that they will be hoping for more, because this has started since May this year. So more arrests to come as far as the JMPD is concerned.
Thanks, Lindo.